I want to see this video. So this is basically a teen kills mom after being misgendered. This popped up randomly on my timeline feed one day, and I just wanted to actually take a look at it and see it. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting video to see. I'm like, you gotta be very delusional and crazy to be having this, to be honest. So he's gonna go to stockholder. That's anyone who holds stocks. He's banking on the fact that folks who had equity are not informed as C GameStop, and offer 125 per share, 20% above valuation. Will get folks to vote for the deal. The board can still send out its recommendation and will along with the document stating why the deal is bad. He probably banking on people not reading that too. Interesting, a wait and see kind of news. It's pretty much a wait and kind of see. I can't wait to see this though.
This guy, he broke into the house. He's dead.
Bobby, please! Got a body on the bathroom floor.
I should have told her I love her.
Hey, it's okay.
I'll never get to
That poor girl. Jesus Christ.
It's like I'm in a bad dream, but I can't wake up.
A frantic teenager calls 911 after surviving a violent home invasion that leaves 2 people dead. But suspicious evidence at the scene raises chilling questions, forcing investigators to consider an unthinkable suspect.
Oh, sorry, I did it. My bad.
The following is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. Just after midnight on July 7th, 2024,
Whoa,
dispatchers in
2024?
Palm Bay, Florida answer a desperate call to 911.
911, what's the location of the emergency? Hello? Okay.
Help me.
Okay, what's going on?
Oh, God. So, basically, I was home alone, and this guy, he broke into the house. I grabbed the phone, so I...
Do you know who the man is?
No, I don't know who it was.
Is he still in there?
I don't think so. I waited. I hid in my room for, like, a really long time. I don't even know.
It's already sus immediately, that point where literally she said that he tried to grab my phone and I
how long it's been.
The caller, later identified as 16-year-old Julia Grace Egler, explains that the intruder broke in through the sliding glass door in the back of the house.
I don't think the door was locked, but I don't think he knew that there was a hammer by the back window.
Was it your hammer, or did they bring it with them?
It was just the house hammer. It was just by the back. I think based off the sound, they grabbed it and broke in the window. Because
They broke the window with a hammer that you already had in your yard?
Yeah, with the glass.
Okay, take a deep breath. You haven't heard them in a while, right?
So,
Was there only one person that you saw?
that I saw, yeah, there was one person.
Okay, and where are you in the house right now?
I'm just in the living room.
Okay, we already have help on the way, so just take a deep breath, okay? Did they try to make contact with you?
No, because I brought, the only thing I was able to grab in time were the dogs, because I wanted them with me. Because I didn't want whoever it was to kill them, obviously.
Is there anyone else at home with you?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Were you expecting anyone to come home?
My mom and her boyfriend were out getting, they were buying a bed frame for her bed, so they were out buying stuff, and it's just me home alone.
Oh man, I know this is really scary. But your mom and her boyfriend should be on their way home?
No, they...
Okay. Take a deep breath. We have officers that are going to be coming into the area really soon. And I'm going to stay on the phone with you just in case, okay?
With officers on their way, the dispatcher takes steps to ensure the home is safe for them to enter. But a simple question changes everything in an instant.
Do you still have your dogs with you?
Sorry, I'm so like suspecting almost immediately the story. That's why there's a lot of things that make no sense to me.
They're just still in my room. I didn't lift them out because I didn't want them getting blood all over their paws.
Right. Well, did you say blood all over their paws?
Yeah, because...
Is there blood inside your house? Whose blood is it? Is it your blood or is it the person who broke in blood? Are you injured?
Oh, I'm fine.
You're fine?
No,
So
I'm fine.
it's the person who broke in. It's their blood? Where is it at?
No, I don't know if it's their blood or not, but I don't think it's theirs. It's my mom. She, from what I heard when I was hiding in my room, I could have warned her. It's all my fault. If I had been able to grab the phone, then...
No, nothing is your fault. If someone broke into your house, nothing is your fault. Now, I just want to confirm, do you know if anyone is hurt at your house?
Officers with the Palm Bay Police Department arrive and greet Julia at the door, seemingly unaware of the grim scene waiting on the other side.
Hello. How you doing? What's going on? Why is there blood on the floor?
Because they're...
Huh? What? You okay? Are you okay? Are you bleeding?
No.
Who's bleeding?
I'm on there for fun.
Come outside. Come outside. Come outside. What is going on? Why is that door smashed?
So
Ah. Did you see the sweater by any chance? Makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Everything makes a lot of sense now.
252, can we have medical respond? We have blood on the floor.
Who's bleeding? Where's your mom? Stay here. Stay here. Hey. Back up. It was 10:33. Somebody stay out here with her. You ready? I got doors to the right. Got a body.
You okay?
Oh, I mean, physically, I guess, but... Please help me.
Got a body on the bathroom floor.
Julia's mother, 38-year-old Kelly McCullum, and Kelly's boyfriend, 22-year-old Matthew Zenort, are found in...
God damn, 22. Damn. Holy shit. God, oh, wow, jeez. Wow, God Lord.
Side, both appearing to have suffered multiple gunshot wounds. A large chef's knife with presumed blood on the blade sits on the bathroom counter, consistent with the multiple stab wounds on Matthew's body. Both victims are beyond any hope of saving.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. If I had just grabbed the phone. I just grabbed the phone.
If you just grab the phone in time? Are you hurt anyway?
No.
Was there any arguments or anything tonight?
Between who?
With
Okay,
me?
so,
Me and my mom used to argue a lot.
you
I
have a
should have
conversation.
told her I loved
Go
her.
and get it started.
It's okay.
I should have told her I
That
loved
was
her.
like,
Okay. Hey, it's okay.
I'll never get to.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Please forgive me.
Officers ask Julia if there are other family members who can be contacted, but the teen's only immediate relatives are a father and brother living out of state.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry so much. It's not a very manly thing to do.
I don't apologize for having feelings. It's okay. If you need to throw up, okay?
yeah, don't.
Nobody's gonna judge you
Nobody's
for
gonna
that,
judge you
alright?
for that.
There's-
Absolutely not.
Well, there's absolutely
Hey, so.
no judgment here. Just love, okay?
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's sobbing. I should have said I love you more. She knows her mom's dead already. She
Nicole,
said that they got into a fight tonight.
Nicole's talking to her, so probably just calm her down a bit.
Let's hope.
Julia is
She got into a fight. It's very interesting how it's already contradicting already immediately to the phone call that she did when she called the dispatcher.
moved farther down the driveway, kept out of earshot as officers discuss the details with a sergeant who has just arrived on scene.
kitchen floor. Sitting in the bathroom. He's got
Something.
shell casings in there, and also a butcher knife in there.
Okay.
Outside the back door, there's an axe with a sledgehammer.
Okay.
Where he busted the door in.
Okay.
There's shells, not spent, but there's rounds outside the back door, which look like the same ones that are in the bathroom.
Okay.
There's like 3 or 4 empty shell casings in the bathroom.
Okay.
The sergeant relays this information to an arriving detective, along with a harrowing theory.
Shell casings are by him. Looks like murder-suicide. You can see where he busted in through the screen door in the back.
Yeah, some axe back there on the floor. They're
Does
in
the
the.
juvenile live here? Yeah, she's the daughter of
She's the daughter.
female. And not the male. I don't believe so.
I don't know.
And there is history of DV.
Yeah, I guess
Between
there's
the
history
two.
out here.
Just curious, when was our last call out here? I can go check the history.
We had a signal late
I'll
here
ask.
a couple weeks ago. She was signal late a couple weeks ago.
116 by there.
3 months earlier, on April 8, 2024, officers had been called to the home for a domestic dispute between Kelly and Julia. Footage obtained from this incident reveals a troubling history between them.
So my daughter, I'm having a hard time with my teenage daughter.
Yep.
Really hard time.
Ah, the rebellious stage of the teen. There it is.
She's been Baker acted twice in the last month. She took beers and would not give them back. I said no. She would not give them back. She started to drink. I have her phone.
Yep.
I know for a fact if you try to do this in a Hispanic house, or at least an Asian house, you know, right? But I'm just telling you from the perspective of a Hispanic, you will get your ass beaten like no tomorrow, dude. You think the parent is scared of the kid? Oh fuck no, it's the total opposite, to be honest. It literally does not matter what age you are, you will get your ass beaten down, dude. You have no idea.
Obsessed about, and
She's punished.
when she was drinking alcohol, I took the phone and she's like, give it back. And she barricades her room. Won't let me out of her room. I said, let me out of your room. On the thing, she grabs this off of me very fast, starts to run towards the door. I didn't want to touch her, so I grabbed the back of the hoodie. Again, he's a witness, I'm like pumped up.
That's
I
fine.
grabbed the hoodie and she fell on her butt. And she goes, you choked me. And I said, I didn't mean to choke you. I'm sorry. I grabbed the hoodie because you were running out the door, didn't know where you're going with the cell phone.
Kelly explained that Julia went into the bathroom and locked the door. The officers went inside to ensure Julia's safety.
You haven't made any kind of statements tonight wanting to hurt your mom, or I guess you guys got into an altercation. And were you drinking beer?
I don't think so. No.
You don't think so?
No.
It's kind of yes or no.
No, it's a no. I'm just an ugly crier, so that's probably why my face looks red or whatever.
Well, no, she said that you, I guess, possibly grabbed a beer out of the fridge.
I think I just grabbed it to just be annoyed.
Would you try this on a Hispanic or an Asian? New objective, survive. Yeah, your new objective becomes survival, you know? You just gotta survive, because holy shit, dude. Bad, dude. Honestly. I ain't gonna lie, if this was my kid, oh my god. They're gonna be sent so far in the deep realms of the void, you will probably never see them for the next couple millennia.
Or something.
Look at me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've done that.
After ensuring Julia was okay and unharmed, the officer expressed his concerns, bringing up another past incident.
We just don't want it to escalate to the point where we start making irrational statements or actions towards ourselves or someone else, right? Because obviously that's when we get called. I mean, what happened last time that we came? You had to go to the hospital, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to police records, during the previous call, Julia was sent for a psychiatric evaluation after taking too much Tylenol.
If you're going through anything, I'd rather you talk than bottle it up. Because the moment you bottle it up, you're just going to keep piling stuff on, and it's just going to blow up, right? That's usually what happens. I don't want that to happen.
But now, 3 months later, a full-blown tragedy has just taken place, and detectives must work to figure out exactly what happened.
That's
Julia
pretty obvious,
explains to a detective that it was still light outside when an intruder came to the back door. After seeing him, Julia claims to have grabbed the 2 dogs and fled to the bedroom.
I was in my room and
Didn't you say you also grabbed the phone or so, or he grabbed you or whatnot? You grabbed the phone or something like that? Didn't you say that too as well?
It was so loud. It was so loud. And then
What was loud?
it was so quiet. The silence. I heard.
What was loud? Like yelling?
No, I think I heard gunshots.
Okay.
And when I heard those, I knew someone had died. I could feel it, I don't know if that sounds stupid, but I just...
So how long ago did you hear these gunshots?
Like, hour-ish, maybe more. I couldn't tell how much time had passed. It just felt like so long. The silence was so loud.
What did you see when you came out?
It's in their mouth. Just a bloody mess. And her boyfriend. They came home and killed him.
Who killed
Didn't it say there was an argument or so a while back? What she said?
them? I don't know. I had just been braver, faster. I should still be here, I know.
The detective learns that Julia spoke with Kelly via text while she and Matthew were out of the house. But after reading this conversation, something clearly doesn't add up.
You guys are having conversations, but you said it was light out when someone started breaking into the house. But these text conversations are happening at 9:15 p.m.
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it was like sunset-ish, I don't know.
But the confusion doesn't end with Julia's unclear timeline. Inside the home, officers struggle to make sense of a crime scene that becomes more puzzling by the second.
So he must have been shooting as he came in. I think.
But the casings are in the bathroom.
Yeah, but there's a casing there's a.
Right.
He could have picked the casings up. I think he was waiting for her. Her backpack's there, her shoes are off.
Right.
Like, she comes in, takes the shoes off, sets her backpack down. She's gonna have to be shot on that right-hand side. She walks in the door.
And then he comes out.
Down. He's sitting over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While there are multiple shell casings and unspent rounds of ammunition throughout the house, there's no sign of a gun anywhere.
Is there guns inside the home?
Yeah, there was.
There was? Where did it go?
I don't know.
How do you know it's not there anymore?
I don't know. I went into my mom's room and before I called 911 because I wanted to see if he was still here or not.
Okay, what did you do when you were in your mom's room?
She has this lockbox where she kept a lot of my things. So I looked in there to see if it's stolen any like electronics or anything, right? Because those are expensive. And I could see in the holster where the gun was, it was empty.
Along with the gun, Julia claims several boxes of ammunition were also missing from Kelly's room. The detective steps away momentarily, asking an officer to give Julia a pat-down.
You're not in trouble or anything, but this is just for everybody. Nothing on you that's going to poke, stick, or stab me on. Are these your AirPods?
Afterward, the detective calls the officer away from Julia.
I'm sorry, you're asking a question. No.
Something actually photos or anything? Don't ask me questions. It's pretty sure.
Rather than confront Julia outright, the detective continues asking questions, searching for anything else that might confirm her suspicions.
Did you touch your mom?
I don't think so, no. I didn't want to touch their bodies. They were on the ground and stuff, and I didn't know if it would make things worse. I didn't know what it would do.
What do you mean by make things worse?
Well, I didn't know if, it would hurt, or if, I was, I don't know, put her through more pain by, moving her, and I don't know.
Okay, was she breathing when you saw her?
I don't think so.
Did you check to see if she had a pulse or anything like that?
I didn't touch her, so no, but I didn't hear her breathing, and there was a big pool of blood, so I just assumed, I guess.
So you just what?
Assumed, I guess.
Okay. Is that, you did the same thing with Matthew? Assumed?
And they were all bloody. I didn't want to get blood all over my hands, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like if I did anything, it would make it worse.
Still, blood seems to have transferred onto Julia's shoes, as bloody footprints are discovered throughout the house.
Is this you guys?
No, that was not us, because we did not step in any blood.
These look like Converse. Yeah, those are, I think, daughter's shoes.
And the gun, have you ever touched the gun?
A long time ago, my mom had me train with it in case someone broke in.
So you're familiar with guns and how they work, how they shoot? Okay. Well, I know it's a lot for you to process. I know it's a lot going on right now for you. Obviously, we're going to do our absolute best to figure out what happened here. Because, you know, it's your mom, right? So we want justice for your mom and her boyfriend, figure out who did this and why. Is anybody come to mind?
My mom told me once that they were really into, like, drugs and stuff. I don't know if it was someone who had some kind of, like, grudge and came after them, or because this is just me, like, thinking out loud.
Yeah.
But they didn't really seem like they wanted me in particular. It was like, because if you think about it, because I know that there was dogs that was barking, and you don't, like, go into a room with a pit bull in it. That's obviously a dumb thing to do.
Like, do you think they knew you were there?
Well, I think they saw me, but I don't think they... I didn't really pay attention to... I was mostly focusing on getting my dogs and me out of trouble, right? Because...
And the story is already immediately falling apart because she's like stumbling across her words, trying to come up with a sentence or trying to come up with a story or so that doesn't contradict from before, even though she already immediately did contradict herself because she said she grabbed the phone. So
had them for years and love them with all my heart.
So why do you think it is that he didn't come after you?
The dogs.
By Julia's account, the killer smashed through the unlocked sliding glass door, took Kelly's gun and ammunition from her bedroom, waited for Kelly and Matthew to return home, shot them both, and fled, all while leaving behind a potential witness who could have identified him. It's a tall tale, but whether there's truth to any of it remains to be seen. For now, the detective leaves Julia in the company of an officer who keeps a watchful eye.
It's like another bad dream, but I can't wake up.
I can't even begin to imagine. I'm sorry.
When I wake up tomorrow, my mom's to say good morning, honey.
that's wild to see that, dude. I can never imagine anything like this, to be honest. I would never do this to Mom as well, even that. If I tried doing anything like this to Mom as I thought, man, mother gonna lock me up in a goddamn Necronomicon until the next fucking dimension. The next dimension being born. So, and even then, I can't. The only thing I've done, like the only striding feat that I've ever done was bonk her. That's pretty much about it, you know? Like, I've never done anything this crazy, but that's like the only feat that I've done. She's so powerful as hell, to be honest. Miko Weeb, Tanaka, just dropping by. Take care. Take care, King. Be safe.
Did you sleep? I'm going to jail.
Why would you go to jail?
I can't put me anywhere else.
It's not what happens.
While a search warrant is secured for the residence, Julia is taken to the police station and left in the care of 2 officers.
Wow, what a night. It's been busy. Sorry to kind of like add more to your plate. Why are you apologizing? I don't know. Well, I get that a lot. I guess I just have a habit of doing it. Yeah.
Hold on, wait, did you hit the lady over there in Malibu earlier? That's where I was at. Somebody got hit by a car. Was it you? Okay. You apologized, so I figured I'd ask.
Oh, sorry, I did it. My bad.
Can't go to bed.
Wait, it was you? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm the criminal here.
An officer then collects Julia's shoes, giving the teenager a pair of booties and a snack.
My mom loves these.
I'm sorry, Anna.
By morning, Julia is still waiting for detectives to begin questioning. officers assigned to Julia's care deliver breakfast and put on a popular anime called Death Note. The show centers on a teenager with a supernatural notebook that allows its...
That's crazy to hear what I am hearing at the moment. That is wild. And people say the police are like these crazy, ruthless people. God damn, dude. I've never seen such friendly people in my entire life, to be honest. Man, I would probably be friends with them, in my personal opinion. That's just me, though. I'm like, if they pop up a computer and make me watch anime, I'm just like, man, I ain't gonna lie. You guys are chill. You guys are awesome.
User to kill anyone whose name is written in it, as long as they know the person's face. Finally, detectives bring Julia into
I would confess, things like that are impossible, but unless you know what you are doing and you kill somebody, there's a 95% chance that you will get caught, so why deny it? Because she thinks she's gonna get away with it. That's the reason why. But her story makes no sense. I already, like, granted, right, this is during the moment, right? But after, like, hearing all of this, and, like, specifically from the narrator and also from, like, the call, from the distress call that she did or so, there's already immediately, like, no correlation with one another with the news.
Interrogation room, where the truth of what happened to Kelly and Matthew will soon come to light. But first, they address something new they've learned about Julia.
I was informed that you like to go by Jasper. Is that accurate? Because I don't want to, you know. Yeah. And what are your pronouns, if you don't mind me asking?
I usually go by he.
He? Okay. So obviously it's been a couple.
There we go. There it is. There it is, right there. This is the reason why sometimes these people, specifically these people from these communities, need to be psychiatric evaluated. They need to be evaluated, you know, from like a psychiatric, because there's definitely something wrong with them if they get tilted over the most smallest thing possible. I don't know if this is the first time that someone, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know, right? I'm just saying, is this actually the first time, you know, they took someone's life or so because they misgendered them? You can let me know if there's other cases.
12 hours, so you've been with us. I gotta read you this thing. Your rights first, and then we can go through everything with you and figure out what's going on.
In Florida, juveniles have the same Miranda rights as adults, and courts have ruled that a parent does not have to be present before police questioning. After reading the Miranda warnings, the 16-year-old agrees to answer questions. Very quickly, investigators learn that Kelly and Julia had an argument just one day before the murders took place.
Do you know what the argument was a reference?
Interesting. Depends of course, like with any group of people. My first D&D crew in my city were all cops, some tactical boys too, nicest dudes ever. Even went to a con with them and they cosplayed not I? What?
I think I wanted to go to like the party or something, and she didn't remind me about it, and I was mad at her for just going without me. I think something along those lines.
But you wanted to go out and have a good time too. It was like a birthday party?
I think so, something like that. I don't know.
So she comes home with him, and you wake up, and you guys get into a little bit of a disagreement. You're expressing your frustrations, rightfully so. You wanted to go to this party. And she's expressing her frustrations back. What is she saying back to you?
Just this back and forth of, I did tell you, no, you didn't.
Okay.
Yes.
So what came of that?
I think she took my iPod and my phone, but before she left again, she gave it back so I'd be able to text her.
According to Julia, when the devices were confiscated, Kelly would put them in the lockbox in her bedroom.
So I looked in there to see if it's stolen any like electronics or anything, right? Because those are expensive.
Before they continue, Julia asked to use the restroom. They take the opportunity to collect the teenager's clothing for evidence, trading them for a jumpsuit. When questioning resumes, they press more about the ongoing disputes with Kelly.
Well, me and her would have a lot of arguments about things, especially over like me being trans. So she'd be like, "Okay, you're not a real boy," and blah blah blah, and all, you know, the whole spiel of transphobic stuff.
Okay.
But
She doesn't approve of your lifestyle that you're She doesn't prove that.
Would you say that she was like trying to kind of meet me in the middle, but it wasn't really working all that well all the time. She would try to call me child instead of, because it's more like gender neutral rather than kind of meeting in the middle, I guess.
Kelly's Facebook page is filled with photos.
Oh yeah, of course, because she is a logical person who cannot agree with this weird ideology of you being like this, even though you are actually biologically a girl. You know, like I said, you know, it's just kind of weird, you know, to be arguing somebody who especially is an older generation that is and it's a different timeline, a different time frame compared to your timeline and your time frame where you live now, which is the day of the age of the internet that brainwashes people specifically thinking that they are this and they are that, you know? I'm just saying, like, I grew up in a different timeline where literally depression was not a thing. Depression is not a thing. Depression is just made up. That's why I just can't understand or correlate about depression and then all these mental illnesses that are coming out every like Tuesday or something, you know? Just saying.
Suggests they once shared a close bond. In a video Kelly posted in February of 2020, affectionately captioned "My Julia," the preteen proudly speaks in support of Kelly's business.
My name is Julia, and I want to tell you about. If you want to learn more, go to my mom's website.
But as the interrogation continues, it becomes clear the relationship between them had deeply fractured following Julia's decision to transition.
Is she misgendering you?
Yeah.
So when you guys are arguing, is she intentionally, calling you she, or not using the appropriate pronouns, or not referring to you as Jasper and referring to you as Julia?
And like, actually kind of being like, this is gonna be kind of vulgar, but she'd be like, oh, you have breasts and a vagina and blood and all that, all that kind of shoving it in my face. And I'd yell back, I know, you don't think I know that? Because obviously it's kind of painful, because she would always say that, oh, they're dumb and stupid like that. No, it's not real. Even if you get the surgeries, it's not real, and things like that.
Is that something you guys had discussed, getting surgeries and whatnot?
A lot, yeah. And she'd be like, oh, I don't want you to sew on a fake like that.
3 months earlier, during the
You can do that? You can put on a fake pee-pee? What, they can sew a fake pee-pee on you? Wow, this is all news to me, to be frankly. I never knew they can actually do that, to be honest. I thought it's just only like the guy who can, like, when they cut off the pee-pee or so, I thought that was the only way. How the fuck do you put on a pee-pee on a woman anyways? How do you do that? Does it work though? I don't even know, actually, to be frankly honest. I know jack shit all about like this whole entire like operation shit. Like, I don't know anything about this.
domestic dispute call, Kelly discussed this ongoing conflict with police.
Basically, the kids get into now, this whole trans, it's so bad. Yeah. And I'm totally against it. But I still was kind. I was like, if you want to think you're a boy, you can think that. But you're my daughter, you're Julia, and you're just not going to talk about it then. Like.
As for Matthew, Julia said,
wow, it seems like he's definitely like the mom seems to be like understandable, and she understands specifically how this whole trans thing is crazy. It's like this whole brainwash. I'll be honest with you, it's definitely a brainwashing thing, Well, can they extend it?
says they never discussed it, so this was never a point of contention between them.
Me and him didn't really talk a lot, is the thing. We're kind of peaceful, but
coexisting.
Coexisting, that's the word. We weren't friends, but we weren't necessarily enemies either. It's kind of just whatever.
He's just a couple years older than you, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, I didn't like it. I don't really support their relationships, the thing, so I think that's the only kind of tension that there was between us, because it would always be kind of awkward when it was just me and him in the house, because we wouldn't say to each other. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, I don't really want you here, and it was kind of obvious because I didn't support the relationship at all.
With potential motives uncovered.
I ain't gonna lie, the mom bagged herself like a young man, I'll be honest with you. That shit's crazy to see that.
Investigators still must work to unravel a tangled story filled with many contradictions, unanswered questions, and disturbing
My man
clues.
went after a
So
MILF,
circling back
bro.
to the argument that you had today, she takes the iPod away and the phone. She ends up giving it back before she leaves. Where is she going? Or they, rather.
They went to go get a bed frame for her bed because she got tired of it being on the floor.
Julia claims Kelly and Matthew left together around 7 or 8 p.m., and shortly after is when the alleged intruder made his appearance.
So what do you hear next after that?
Well, I hide, and then
If she
I'm just
can
sitting
do
there
it, you
hiding,
can
the
do
dogs
it
are
better,
barking,
Co.
and then I hear the glass shatter.
If I dated someone, they'd be millennia younger than me, generations younger than me. Okay, all right. I'm generations older than them. Okay, all right.
Come in, so I knew that it's probably him coming in.
But hours earlier, an officer waiting with Julia made a crucial observation, raising the possibility that someone else may have broken the glass door.
What happened to your hand?
Just an old scar.
Did you get into an accident or something?
One day I'd come home from doing whatever I was doing, and I forgot my key, and Mom wasn't home, so I just broke my window and got in.
You punched the window? There's no rocks or anything outside?
Not that I could find, but it's not like it's like hurting or anything. It's just still recovering, I guess.
According to police records, the glass from the back sliding door was found on top of Julia's bloody footprints, as well as Kelly's leg and Matthew's cell phone, meaning the glass had been shattered after the murders took place. Though the detectives are aware of this fact, they allow Julia to continue the story.
After a while, when he's walking around, I can hear him like doing something, and then there's like a lot of like banging, and I hear like wood cracking and stuff. I think he kicked down the door to my mom's room.
Julia says nearly an hour passed with the intruder in the house before Kelly and Matthew arrived home.
How did you know it was them walking through the door?
I don't know, I guess I just assumed, because I think I heard their voices, or kind of, I couldn't say, like, tell what they were saying, but it sounded like them, so I assumed it was them. And that's when I heard the loud, like, banging that I assumed was, like, gunshots or something, and yelling.
Who was yelling?
I think Matthew was yelling.
What was he yelling?
I think it was something along the lines of, like, stop or something.
You heard gunshots before?
Yeah.
And did it sound like gunshots to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many gunshots do you think you heard?
Like 5, 6-ish, maybe.
But once again, Julia shared something with the officer in the lobby that suggests the 16-year-old was much closer to the gunshots.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what's up in my ears, kind of messing with me.
Did you get hit in the ear or something lately?
Some things happened and some loud gunshots, so yeah, I think that's what's making this ring. Hopefully I don't have tinnitus now.
Yeah. How close were you to the gunshots?
I was in a different room, but it was still loud enough.
Must have been a pretty big gun then.
Not really, it was just... I think they took the one that was in my mom's room. I'd be 100% sure, but I think.
What kind of gun did your mom have?
I don't remember, but it was like a handgun, and on the standard of handguns, it was pretty small. Like, smaller than that one.
Okay.
Kelly's .38 special revolver was found in the backyard, just underneath Julia's bedroom window.
Oh, well then. Well. Well, that does prove right there almost immediately that something is definitely not right with her story. Hey, Ash.
Julia again explains that more than an hour passed before it felt safe enough to emerge from the bedroom.
When I actually came out, the first thing I saw was blood on the ground.
Outside your bedroom door? Okay. Then what did you see next?
I looked to the left, and that's when I saw Matthew on the ground.
Did it look like he was breathing when you looked into the bathroom, Matt?
I think I could hear him faintly, his like gurgling.
Okay.
Despite signs that Matthew may have still been alive, Julia didn't call for an ambulance.
And I remember at some point I went in my mom's room and saw that the door had been like, kind of looked like it had been like busted in. Again, I was checking to see if anything had been stolen when I saw the lockbox where
Hey, Draco.
I assumed my mom kept most of my devices when she took them, and you know, again, devices are expensive.
Such as?
Like,
You want to know the twist? You want to know the twist? You want to know the reason why she did it? Because the mom misgendered her. That's the reason why.
like my iPod or my phone that my dad had shut off, things like that.
Okay, so you saw those in there, so they hadn't been stolen.
Are these your AirPods?
And that gun that your mom has, the one that was missing, have you ever touched that gun before?
That's what I used to get trained for my gun certificate.
Not even then,
With
your own
Julia's
family
account
member,
conflicting
your
with
mom,
evidence found at the
one that
scene,
birthed you into the
investigators
world.
confront the teenager directly.
To be quite honest with you, we don't believe that this is how this happened, okay? All right. We've looked over this crime scene, and there's things in this crime scene that's not adding up with what you're saying, okay? Because I don't believe the story about someone coming into the house. We looked at your surveillance camera, okay?
Oh.
We don't see nobody coming through that back door. We see your parents coming home through the front door. We see bloody footprints inside the dining room area in front of the rear sliding glass door underneath the glass. That blood should be on top of the glass. I'm gonna ask you straight up, okay? Are you the reason why did you hurt your parents today, your mom and Matthew? And if you did, was there a reason why you had to do it?
Theoretically speaking, let's say what you're saying, that it was, theoretically speaking, let's say that it was me, right? What?
So Jasper, we're going to be honest with you. It's not really theoretical at this point. Everything he just stated to you is telling us that something happened that you're not telling us.
Julia tries to argue that there are blind spots on their security cameras, and an intruder could have simply avoided them. But the detective reminds Julia that an intruder would have had to know where those blind spots were ahead of time, something that is very unlikely in their experience.
Now, you was just about to say, what if it was you that did this?
I'm saying theoretically.
Okay.
Theoretically what?
What?
You said that get it off your chest and whatever, but it's like, that's not how that works. It's...
Of course, it's not going to go away that quick. It's not. But you gives us a reason, because other people are going to look at this interview, and they're going to want to know, is this a monster over here, or is this somebody who made a terrible mistake? Did you shoot your mom and Matthew today?
Well, you're basically saying that I did, so do you even need my answer?
While the remainder of Julia's interview was redacted, the detectives provided a detailed summary of the chilling confession that followed. Julia admitted to breaking into Kelly's bedroom while she was gone, obtaining the revolver and ammunition. The teenager then waited in the kitchen for Kelly and Matthew to arrive home, with a gun in one hand and a knife hidden in a pants pocket. When they walked through the front door at 10:34 p.m., Julia told them, "Welcome home." Julia confessed to shooting and killing Kelly before turning the gun on Matthew, who pleaded for the teen to stop. Julia then followed Matthew into the bathroom where he retreated, stabbing him multiple times after running out of ammunition. Finally, Julia reloaded the revolver and shot Matthew one more time in the head, ultimately killing him. Julia then shattered the sliding glass door and tossed the gun outside near the bedroom window in an attempt to stage the crime scene as a break-in. and called 911 roughly 90 minutes later. Julia admitted to reaching a breaking point over Kelly's lack of support for the teen's transition and Julia's lack of support for Kelly's relationship with 22-year-old Matthew. According to court documents,
Imagine that you take your mom's life because of the lack of, like, you know, support of your transition. When literally your mom, like I said, your mom grew up in a different time zone where this was not a common thing. Okay? And they showed footage of the mom saying, hey, you know what? You can be whatever you want to be yourself, but at the end of the day, you're still my little girl. And it's just, and I'm like, that seems like pretty much right in the middle, to be frankly honest, you know? And then she thinks this is, and she knows, she thinks this is whole like transphobic and all this other shit. Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this whole trans thing is like a weird like psyche or so where they start brainwashing people. I feel like it's like a brainwashing type of thing. I don't know, man. I don't support you injecting yourself with chemicals that are doing irreversible damage to your growth and mind. Well, but I guess I gotta die now. So, well, you mean I guess you have to die because she's the one that killed her mom. So, shooting is one thing, but shanking after running out of ammo, even after having more ammo, is another. Well, that's how you can tell immediately that she just isn't a person of a sound mind at the end of the day. I'm like, who flips over the smallest things possible? Someone who's basically unmentally well. You shouldn't be flipping over the smallest things, you know? I'm just saying.
On August 6, 2024, Julia Egler was indicted on 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm and was held without bond. Julia Egler entered a written plea of not guilty, and the case is ongoing.
Not guilty?
A public statement released by the Florida State's Attorney's Office confirms that Julia will be prosecuted as an adult, adding that the teenager is not eligible to receive the death penalty by law.
Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, to be frankly honest, it's kind of wild to be hearing this.
This guy, he broke into the...
Yeah, I don't know about this kind of type of thing. No tolerance, her way or no way, basically, yeah. That's why for me specifically, this scares me. This personally scares me that, you know, the child that you bring in or so turns against you because a group of radical trans people brainwashed, you know, your child to think this way and all this other stuff. And then they literally turn the child against you. That's what scares me the most. That's why I personally don't want to have kids in like the Western society. I don't. And that's also another thing too, that I don't want my kids to have internet or access to the internet for quite some time, you know? Because I'd rather teach them. I'd rather teach them specifically that, like, hey, you need to watch out for this, you need to watch out for that. Make sure you don't say this, make sure you don't say that. Do all of this, do all of that. Trust me, like, it is more dangerous or so in that, you know, the scale, what I taught you or so as a little kid or so about stranger danger and stuff, amplify that by 1,000 times more and be on your guard always. Reminds me how German kids turn their own parents into the SS for wrong thing. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, pretty fucking scary to be hearing that this happened in 2024. And, you know, I think personally, the trans community and the whole trans movement and all this trans thing needs to be evaluated and needs to be put on the watch list, to be honest. They really need to be put on the watch list. I don't really approve of this because at the end of the day, it makes all the normal trans people look bad. This makes the whole trans thing look bad. You know, it really does. It makes the whole trans community look really bad. While some trans people are trying to live a normal life and everything just fine or so, right? Not really causing any issues, you know, not really brainwashing kids, not really, you know, brainwashing other people thinking that they're, you know, they're the opposite gender or whatever the fuck, you know? You got your normal ones, but then you got your psychotic ones like these ones. And these are the ones, in my personal opinion, that they need to be evaluated and be put in the box. That's just my personal opinion, because I'd rather separate the crazy mental people in their own space, and then keeping the normal people in society a more peaceful place, you know? Once again, activists ruining it for everyone. Yeah, it only takes a few people to ruin it for everybody, you know? Like, I don't hate trans people. I never did. But this does make them look bad. It really does. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace. Honestly, as long as you're cool with me, you know, because at the end of the day, because like for me specifically, right? If I don't know you and you're called by a different pronoun, the first thing that's gonna come into my mind or so immediately is the way how you sound like. And if you sound like a guy, I'm gonna say he. And if you sound like a girl, I'm gonna say she. You know? That's just how it is at the end of the day. Because I don't know you. First interaction, I don't know you. So I don't know your stuff. Okay? That's basically it. It's that fucking simple. Alright? That's just how it is. But anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.